Hey guys, this is Odo on Gaming. This is going to be another Infinite Magicraid video. So in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about my progress on my account and the choices that I've done, and obviously like I said about the progress, I want to show you where I actually got at this point in my account. So first of all, if I go here into the achievements, let me move myself out of the way. So if I go into the achievements and then I go to, I think it's the gradual growth. Let me see. Yeah, so basically I am 51 days in. But what I'm going to talk about happened like 2 days ago when we had the miracle wishes going on. I've done that, and then later on my stream I decided to do something that's gonna be beneficial for the sake of my account. So what I want to show is this is what I did on my account, and you might be able to see and look at what I've done and be like, okay, I might be able to do something like this myself, and it might be, it might be the thing that will help you push your account even further. But what I'm talking about is the fact that 49 days in, I managed to have an exclusive to Katherine, which is kind of huge because Katherine is already a crazy hero in this game, and it's so amazing that we can actually get her for free, kind of like for free. That's why I'm doing like this, because it's not as easy, but it's not as hard either. Like the way you get Katherine's and her copies is from 3-starring campaign, which I did as one of the first things. Then the second way you get your other Katherine is by completing the campaign quest. Let me show you what I mean. This one that's hiding behind me, the campaign quest, this is the second spot. So usually this is the place where people are like, okay, what do I go for first, the campaign quest or 3-starring campaign? And honestly, if you manage to do one or the other, it's gonna help you complete the next one easier. So for example, I finished the 3-star campaign first, and then by getting her, I regressed my whim, I put all my resources into Katherine, and that made me easily complete the other ones, which I guess arguably the hardest thing to do is the Dwarven ruins, complete one of them on 26. I managed to do it on manual ROM, for example, in order to get my second one, but maybe sometimes your account is at that point where you can actually just auto 26. Right now, if I remember correctly, the way that I have my team set up, I can even auto stage 26, but it's not as easy, as you require good DPS, you require good support and all the other fun stuff. But after that, after we get the two copies for campaign quests and from the 3-starring campaign, you can get 4 more, because Katherine is a hero, is a legend hero that you can only exclusive by using copies of her. You cannot use legendary Phantom Dragon Eyes like you could use for some other ones. It's kind of the same when we have the, what's it called, when we have the special event ones. For example, when we have the Halloween one with Little Jack and with Kiol or Seol, however you say his name, you can only get copies from those specific places. That's the same thing with her, and that's kind of like the same thing if you go into faction base with Agatha. Like we can only get, right, that's her name, they kill her, no, Agatha. So this is the only way you can get Agatha. For example, there's like 1, then 2, 3, and 4. What am I missing? I'm missing something. It should be 6 copies of her. What am I missing? Let me see, 450. I might be missing something. Maybe there's, I don't know. What am I missing, guys? Leave it in the comments below. Why am I missing the other copies? So there's 1, 2, 3 copies of Agatha. Maybe I'm missing. Let me just click on her. Usually, if you want to find out where to where to get copies of a certain hero, if it's something that's like exclusive or specific, you just go click her, and then it shows you over here. Source, star rating rewards at faction abyss. So I guess the maximum we can get is exclusive 3. I don't know. I'm missing this. Leave it in the comments below if you guys know where I get the last 2 copies, because like I said, the first 4 are in the faction base. They were missing 2 more, unless there's like some other way where they introduce more levels in the faction abyss, or they might introduce other factions in order to get her to the max. Anyway, we're not talking about her, we're talking about Katherine right now, and the other ones that I got from, those are the last 4 copies you get from the Tower of Mark. So I managed to get this 240, let me myself, yep, 240, as you can see over here, out of 360. I managed to get the 3rd one from here. The next ones are gonna be like 280, 320, and then 360. Obviously, reaching 360 is gonna be insane, but the main point and the main place where you want to get your Katherine at is to be at exclusive 3, because the first exclusive is pretty amazing. It helps you cleanse 1 debuff at random every time she gets a turn, which is amazing. So not only does she heal from her passive over here, but she also cleanses 1 debuff, which can be huge in arena, in dungeons, like everywhere. The only tricky thing is if you're facing damage over time waves or like heroes, she only cleanses like 1 layer of those ones. But if you have like an attribute debuff, like a decreased defense, or if you have a horrify, she straight up cleanses it when she gets a turn. Or for example, for the sake of the guild boss, if she gets stunned, she straight up cleanses it. So that's amazing. Then the next exclusive basically makes her ultimate, which gives a 40% shield, be a 60% shield over max HP. And honestly, by getting her the good HP and speed, which are the only 2 things that you care about, she's gonna have some massive shields on you alongside that counterattack AoE that she does, which is just mind-blowing. And basically this is what I got right now myself, to the point where that shield is even bigger. But the third one makes her, you know, account changing and takes her to the next level, like straight, kind of like the same way when you get your first one. And that's the fact that whenever she does the solid guardian, she gets an extra turn. So basically what does that mean? That means she starts with putting consolidation 2 on all of your team, and then she straight up gets another turn and goes and does the counterattack and the shield. So that's just insane. That's, if you think about it, that makes her ultimate and her A2 be on a 3-turn cooldown, because every time she gets that extra turn, the cooldowns go down. So it's just insane. I'm really looking forward to getting this one and see how it's gonna help me progress in the other areas. But the way that I actually did this is, if you've seen my previous video where I talked about Hisaro, is I managed to push with Hisaro and with whatever other people I had. Now as you can see, he's regressed, but we're gonna talk about that after. I just had to like A1 my Luff because I was stuck at this boss that has perfect veil on himself and keeps a perfect veil. Wrong game. Stealth on himself, and you cannot target him. You can only hit him with AoE hit. So for example, I have AoE here, and then I had the AoE from Luff, but the way the Luff helped me is because he has the HP burn. So that's why I say to people, like, you know, he's not the best, but for the sake of being an epic and a blue mark, I think, like I keep mentioning, I think Luff, Quinlan is the only other one that does HP burn. He can be really helpful in here, and I'm always gonna keep him and have at least like 2-3 copies for the sake of getting into to exclusive 3. That's gonna be really crazy. So after I got to the point where I 3-starred as much as I could, like I 3-starred basically everything up until stage 17, then I got a couple of more stars from 18 and 19, after which I was like, you know what, he doesn't help my account, because if you've seen already, I have like all the best HP burners, all the good stuff. So his bleeds were not as helpful, even though he was not max. So I decided to, you know what, let me regress him. I'm gonna rebuild him at a later stage, and then I'm gonna see how much I can progress in the blue mark, in the faction best, and all that. But by doing that, what I managed to do is I managed to invest in a team for the sake of green mark, because my best team so far was the red mark, because obviously I have Katherine, Luque as my first mythic, and Sigmund. Then I had Gru, Magus, I had Ruin, you know, I have some good ones in here. But the one thing that I'm missing, and the one thing that stops me from progressing to the next one, is 1, a little bit of extra damage, and 2, a shield remover. I just cannot do enough damage on this one to take down the shield, or at least, like, you know, get to a point where I can place at least 1 HP burn from Sigmund, because the second you place HP burn from Sigmund, you should be pretty fine, as the HP and the shield can keep ticking down. So what I'm gonna miss is, as soon as I get a shield remover, I can progress more in the Tower of Mark for red. But up until then I'm stuck, so I decided to stop at stage 23. I'm farming as whenever I farm this Tower of Mark, I farm here. But then the next option was like Force Mark, but again, for the sake of Force Mark, again, I need a shield remover. I know I could use Door Seal. I know I recently got myself, if you watch my video, I recently got myself Elena that can remove a buff. However, I don't have enough people built for the sake of this mark, again, that's gonna help me progress a lot. I will, yeah, definitely gonna build Barry at one point. He can do some crazy damage. I can build myself the Liz that I have. There's gonna be some extra support. Sorry about that, but I felt like this was not the one I should focus right now, because it required me building too many people just for a specific reason. Like, it would have been mostly specific here, and maybe Barry could have helped me progress the Sword Harbor Guard faction a bit. So what I decided to do, with some help and advice on stream from some people in there, I decided to go and improve my green mark. I still need to progress, I still need to improve some people, but I was stuck at, like, I think 18 or 19 here. I managed to 3-star everything, and now the next one that I'm gonna slowly have to start pushing is this stage. But I'm gonna need to improve some more people. So what I did was, I actually A5'd my space. Space is good for the sake of this one. She brings heal, she brings turn-meter control, she brings increased speed, decreased speed, she brings all the good stuff, and she's amazing for the sake of arena. Like, if you see speed teams or like poison explosion teams, HP burn explosion teams, the most 99% of the time you're gonna see a space, or if they have an Ascendo exclusive one, which kind of makes her go first always. So I said, you know what, she's gonna help me progress in the green mark, she's gonna help me progress in arena, and she will also help me progress in the faction abyss. If I go here in the faction abyss, when we're talking about Wizard's Eye. So now if I go into Wizard's Eye, well, guess what, I have myself Slivel, which is exclusive one, I have myself space, and then I have like some three random people. But I'm quite sure if I start pushing this, I'm gonna be able to get to like maybe 12, 13, 14, 15, because I only need these two to survive. As long as these two survive, I'm pretty good. So where I'm stuck right now in the Tower of Mark is currently at 22. The thing that I'm quite sure I will need to do is get my Kado to be next level. So the way that I have it is like, I have Seal, that's amazing for Shield Remover, and I have all the copies for him to get him max exclusive. And then I think the way that I'm doing it is I'm always gonna swap between Seal and Kado for the sake of the Tower of Mark, because the bosses that we face in the Tower of Mark are like this. One, that you need to remove shields from. Two, there's the boss that keeps healing himself and the side adds. So every time he gets hit, he heals his adds. Every time the adds get hit, he heals himself. And even if you kill the adds, he revives them. Three, there's one boss that's this one that's on the Perfect Veil where you need AoEs. Perfect Veil, again, stealth. You need AoEs. I do have AoE from Hezonja, but I need enough support to keep Hezonja and Slivel alive in order to do that. Or I need to kill the side adds. But if I don't kill them fast enough, Hezonja is just amazing. Because AoE on the ultimate, AoE on the A1, which actually is not AoE, but it's a triple hitter. So this one's pretty good. Then there's a fourth one that, honestly, I think like that's one of the easiest. Because it's the one, let me see which one is it. Not this one. It's the one that just has this one. So this bot, basically he does a ton of damage, but I found this not to be much of a problem. So this one's not much of a problem because he just does damage. You can hit him, you can hit the side ad, so this was not a big issue. So because of the team that you see I have here, I have, like I said, Seol for shield remover. I have Deschanel for the sake of heal reduction, which is like severe wounds. Again, wrong game. I'm sorry, guys. Raid Challenge is my main game. I keep saying the wrong words, but you know, same thing actually. So Deschanel counts for the sake of that severe wounds that makes the boss and the side adds heal less. That's where she comes in, and at the same time, she's gonna be good for the sake of Gwyneth. Like from what I heard, people use Gwyneth in Gwyneth 30, the Dwarven Ruin dungeon. They use her for the sake of that heal reduction because heal reduction. Oh my god, what am I talking? They use her for the sake of that severe wounds because if you have an exclusive one, it's guaranteed. The severe wounds is guaranteed on the A2, plus she adds a silence if you place it on the ads or something. Then I have Kado that is gonna be my next focus, I think. So I think my next focus is gonna be getting Kado at exclusive Awaken 3 and possibly Awaken 5 because I'm kind of missing the shield in this team. So if you look, I do have damage, I do have Poisoner, I have Walsey, I do have Kulthum, I do have Sinov, so I have plenty of stuff, but I feel like the core that I have right now is pretty good. And I would just be swapping, like I mentioned, swapping between Seol, Kado, maybe even remove her and add some more damage if I need. So by getting him Awaken 3 or Awaken 5, I'm quite sure I can progress some more because Kado has an amazing kit overall. And it's not just the fact that he does shields. Let me show you his kit a little bit because you know what? You might be feeding him and you might think twice after I show you this because he can be really good. So what he has on the A1 is just a single target hit. Then restores self HP by 5%, which is good. You know, he helps keep himself alive. On the A2, he does a shield, grants shield 60% of his max HP for 2 turns, and self-immortal, but this shield goes to 18, 20, 22%. Then when he is exclusive 3, he also brings a heal on that one of 10% of his max HP. So you just build him with a ton of HP, so he has good enough shields, good healing. At the same time, he brings an amazing passive, increases all allies' healed effect and shielded effect by 12%. This goes to 14, 16, 18, 20%. When Kado survives. So what does this mean? That means it doesn't increase like his or like people that cast the heals, but every time somebody gets healed effect, they get an extra heal. So it's kind of like, for example, him, if he would do the shield that's like, what, 22%, it gets increased by another 20%, 14, 16, I'm trying to math correctly. So this gets increased by another 20%. So this can come up to maybe like a 40%, if my math is right. I'm not sure exactly how this one is calculated, but that's what this translates to me. It translates that when he does the shield, it can be a 40%, or somebody else does a shield that makes the shields even bigger. Like, I'm curious how Kado alongside a Katherine will look when it comes to shield. I'm quite sure it's bonkers. And then on the ultimate, he brings an AoE hit that removes the stealth, so this can be efficient for the stealth boss, and he has a chance of placing a stun. It's a 40% chance only, but it's AoE. And also says those who have stealth remove will surely be inflicted by stun. So maybe it's not gonna work for the sake of bosses, but for example, maybe you face something like a Lucifer, or something like a, what's her name? I forgot the dragon tribe one that has stealth on herself. If you remove those stealths, he guaranteed will stun them. So he's pretty good. Also, when he's exclusive one, increases the stun chance by 20% and ignores immortal, so 60% chance to do the stun. Then the passive exclusive 2 also gets 15% more effect resist, this is a bonkers passive. I don't know. I just like it a lot. I just like it a lot. And the exclusive 3 was, like I said here, his E2 also brings us a heal on the shield. So he's definitely going to be my next focus that I'm going to take to A3 or possibly A5. But yeah, this is currently my account. This is what I'm progressing on. What do you think, guys? Leave it in the comments below. Do you think I took the right direction or not? Let me quickly show a little bit my roster to see what I'm playing with. And, you know, there's definitely plenty of good options that I can keep working on. But, you know, I'm slowly going to do that. I cannot explode everything in one go because, you know what? Fodder is a little bit of a problem in this game. However, one thing that I realized is the more you level up for example, your epics, as soon as you get them exclusive 5, every other copy that you get from them turns into food. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind because it might not be I guess that the later you get into the game, the lower the problem the fodder is. I don't know. If you feel different, again, leave it in the comments below. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video, guys. It was a really long video. I do apologize for that, but I wanted to show like an overall, you know, how my account looks overall for the sake of what I'm progressing, my titles of mark, the choices that I've made. When it comes to Guild Boss, I didn't mention it because like Guild Boss, I'm still doing a 2 key on level 4. I'm doing like 70+ million. So I think that I can slowly get there to be like a 1 key. But I think that's going to be maybe at the point where I'm going to choose my second mythic, which is going to be Ben Austin. So as soon as I exclusive 3 my Lukea, my second mythic is going to be Ben Austin because that's going to be huge with Zonja, with her, with Slavel. It's just going to... I'm looking forward to that, honestly. I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you do enjoy my content on Infinite Magicraid. As always, like I said, I love this game. I'm hoping it does better and better. I'm having fun with this, and you know, I hope you guys do enjoy my videos on this game. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care everyone. Bye, guys.
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.